call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll, please.
Calhoun. Here. Dempsey. Here. Fournier. Here. Crop.
Here.
McGarity.
Here.
Rick.
Here.
York. Here.
Okay, announcements, acknowledgements, communications, and reports. I don't see anything listed on the agenda, but does anyone have anything? All right, seeing none, we'll go ahead and move on to adoption of the agenda.
I move to adopt the agenda as presented.
Support.
Anybody have any questions or comments? All right, call the roll, please.
Calhoun.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
Crop.
Yes.
McGarity.
Yes.
Rick.
Yes.
York. Yes.
Okay. We will move on to public participation. This is the portion of the meeting where we invite the public to address the commission. All that we ask, it's okay. First meeting. Oops. It's okay. All that we ask is that you come to the microphone, you give us your full name and your residential address, and you abide by our 3-minute rule. And we will start with those in person, and then we'll go to Zoom. Is there anyone who would like to address the commission at this time? Okay, is there anyone on Zoom? Okay. All right, moving on then from public participation, we'll move to administrative responses. I'm assuming I see nothing. Okay, and we'll go to approval of minutes. I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve the minutes as presented.
Support.
Anybody questions or comments on the minutes? Okay, hearing none, call the roll, please.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
Crop.
Yes.
McGarity.
Yes.
Rick.
Yes.
York. Yes. Calhoun.
Yes.
Okay, moving at lightning speed to general business. We'll go to general business A, which is new fire engine purchase. I'll entertain a motion.
Move to enter into an agreement with Sutphen Fire Apparatus for the purchase of a new fire engine as presented.
Support.
Okay, Mr. Tingley.
All right. The city will be receiving $500,000 in the form of an allocation from the state of Michigan to be used towards the purchase of a new fire engine. The funds will be used to replace Mount Clemens Engine 1, which is currently over 22 years old. The lead time for delivery of a new engine is anticipated to be 3 years. In preparing the specs for the new engine, a committee was formed which included the DPW director, fire chief, and the mechanics who service the city vehicles. Feedback was solicited from all members of the Mount Clemens Fire Department in the form of a questionnaire. The criteria to select the apparatus builder included the reputation of the manufacturer, specifically the ability of the manufacturer to produce a quality product before, during, and after the COVID-19 pandemic, the availability of replacement parts, and the serviceability of the vehicle, including the location of the closest service center. After looking at all the criteria, the committee concluded Sutphen Fire Apparatus met all our needs. Sutphen is in its 134th year of operation, making it the oldest continuously owned and operated fire apparatus manufacturer in the country. Never reorganized, owned, or operated by anyone other than a Sutphen family member. Engine 1 is a Sutphen and has stood the test of time. Sutphen is a member of Sourcewell, a cooperating purchasing company which fulfills the city's bid requirements. Other communities such as Warren, Bloomfield Township, Novi, and Canton have purchased Sutphen apparatus through Sourcewell. The final purchase price for the engine will be $1,008,895.23, with no funds due until delivery. The $500,000 allocation will be applied directly to the purchase. The remaining balance will come out of the general fund. This may be financed for 7 to 10 years or paid in one lump sum directly from the fund. Part of the decision is how it will affect the city's fund balance policy. And then the final decision will be made when the delivery date is approaching. And the city attorney has reviewed the attached agreement.
Thank you, Mr. Tingley. Okay, who has questions or comments?
So we clearly need a new fire engine. And when we received this grant, I believe the fire engine was much less expensive. but costs have risen, and it's now $1 million. So it's a hard pill to swallow, but I think we need it.
We have reached out to State Representative Menser, who was the person who, and Hertel, sorry, and Senator Hertel both had something to do with the allocation that we received for $500,000, letting them know the severe increase of the price tag. And so they, it is of their intention to look for further funding for us. We don't believe we'll get all of it, but we'll take any more than we can get.
Whatever we can get.
So, yeah. Yes, Commissioner Calhoun.
The original appropriation from the state, was that meant to cover the full price or just the majority of it at the time?
Thank you. Through the chair to the commissioner, I can't speak to the intent, but I can say that even a couple of years ago, fire engines were not $500,000 anymore. The fire apparatus industry is one industry where we've really seen COVID and supply chain and the cost of raw materials and labor, to really increase. So, the basic plan has always been to have a capital outlay plan that accounted for an increase of 5 to 7% every year. So, no. The short answer is no, $500,000 was never going to be the total price.
Okay, does anybody have any, forgive me for this whole mess here, so I'm doing my best. Does anybody have any other further questions? Okay, call the roll, please.
Fournier,
Yes.
Crop,
Yes.
McGarity,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
Yor. Yes. Calhoun,
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Okay, today we are going to move on to 9B, and that is the CDBG 2024 public hearing. I'll entertain a motion to open the public hearing.
Move to open the public hearing of the allocation of the CDBG funding for fiscal year 2024.
Support.
Mr. Tingley.
The city may allocate up to $13,700 in CDBG funds for fiscal year 2024 from the Macomb Urban County Program for Public Service Organizations. A total of $21,074 was requested by 6 nonprofit organizations: Care House, $6,000; Hearts for Homes, $5,000; Interfaith Volunteer Caregivers, $1,184; McRest, $1,890; Motor City Mitten Mission, $4,000; and Turning Point, $3,000. The city's Recreation Department will also be requesting $13,700 for senior programming activities. In addition, the city may apply for up to 2 capital projects, each with a maximum request of $150,000. These projects must occur in census-tract block groups that are primarily residential and will benefit those residents, the majority of which must be considered low or moderate income persons. The purpose of this public hearing is to seek input from residents and nonprofit organizations on how these funds should be spent. Included is the list of nonprofit applications that have been pre-approved by the county.
Okay, so we will go ahead and open that public hearing. And again, we ask that you give us your full name, we don't ask for a residential address at the public hearing, or do we, from their organization?
No, they can just.
Yeah, so just give us your organization, your full name for the record, please, when you come up. And do we have a 3-minute? We have a 3-minute time limit, so we'll go ahead and open the public hearing. Don't everybody run at once.
Who's going to be first?
Of course, yeah.
Actually, since you pass them down, so I don't spend the whole time.
We won't, we shouldn't.
I don't think this counts as part of your 3 minutes.
Yeah, don't worry. We're not that stringent.
Good evening. My name is Sherry Warnock, and I'm a volunteer coordinator at Interfaith Volunteer Caregivers. With the number of older adults in Macomb County rapidly increasing, the need for support services due to frailties of age, chronic health conditions, or disabilities, as well as lack of assistance due to changing family structures, growing dramatically and will continue to do so well into the future. For over 30 years, our organization has been providing free basic assistance to hundreds of frail, older, and physically challenged adults, helping them remain in their homes with the help of hundreds of volunteers. This assistance has been helping older and disabled adults with transportation, chores, respite breaks, errands, and loneliness. These opportunities provide fulfilling experiences for those who volunteer, as well as those in need. The CDBG Safe at Home project, part of IVC, is part of our larger chore and repair program for older and disabled adults. The project was developed to provide additional chore and repair services in communities that allocate the funding for this purpose. Safe at Home allows us to assist low and moderate income seniors and physically challenged adults with indoor and outdoor chores, minor home repairs, and routine housekeeping. We identify individuals who cannot do these tasks on their own and with limited resources and prioritize those with the greatest need. We are requesting the CDBG funds to increase the number of low-income citizens we reach, to grow our program, as well as to coordinate the volunteers who do these services. IVC provides about 20,000 hours over all of its services to nearly 500 people in need each year. In past years, when we were awarded CDBG funding from Mount Clemens, we were able to increase the amount of projects and people we served in this community. We hope for continued funding for the 2024-25 program year so that we can continue to build momentum and offer this service to more Mount Clemens residents in the future. The appreciation for the assistance that we give is heartwarming from seniors such as Dave, whose porch we repaired so he was able to safely take his wheelchair-bound wife to the doctor, or a senior who had a tree fall in her yard after a storm, which required 12 hours of volunteer assistance to remove. Other examples of help through this project may be replacing locks, washing windows, raking leaves, routine housekeeping, and installing smoke alarms. With the CDBG funding, this project can continue to grow and assistance can be granted to a variety of lower-income Mount Clemens senior citizens and disabled adults. Thank you to the Commission for your consideration and for the funds granted in past program years, and any dollar amount would greatly be appreciated for our program. We hope to continue to partner with you going forward. If anyone here tonight knows of any seniors who might use our services and could use some assistance or are looking to give the gift of time as a volunteer, please let us know by calling our office or visiting our website at www.ivcinfo.org. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Can I answer any questions?
Does anybody have any questions?
How does, do you guys coordinate with the Macomb County Save at Home program as well? Because I know they have a similar but not the same program.
No, I don't believe we do. We primarily serve Macomb County.
Right.
But Safe at Home is part of our chore and repair program. That's what we call it.
Okay,
Because we intend
I'm
to keep-
volunteering over there.
Oh, okay.
So separately, I might
Sure,
try to
yeah.
coordinate something there.
That would be great.
Excellent. Anybody else?
I think it's,
Sorry.
just wanted to say thank you for what you do and have been doing. Macomb County Community Action Center refers often.
Great.
And a lot of times it is the trees that fell in a storm or what have you, who can afford to get that done right away when it's their property. But you guys do more than that and very much appreciative. Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner?
Wondering if you have a sense of what percentage of those you serve are Mount Clemens residents, or do you need?
Of the volunteers? Of
Of the people
Oh.
you assist?
our clients?
I think they show you.
Percentage-wise, I'm not
Yeah, they
sure,
don't show
but
on
it's, there should be, on your sheet, I think it's
Don't they?
14 or 16 in last year that we served from the city specifically.
Thank you.
The more popular the areas, the more clients we get and the more volunteers we get, who serve. So that's why the call for people to call us for help and volunteering. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Of course, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Catalina Garvey. I'm the Operations and Special Events Coordinator for Care House. I'm also a resident of this city. Care House is the Macomb County Child Advocacy Center with our main office located here in Mount Clemens and a satellite office located in Warren. Care House is the only agency in Macomb County who offers comprehensive services for child victims of sexual abuse, physical abuse, or children who have witnessed a violent act, as well as their non-offending family members. Our goals are to minimize trauma for the child victim and to provide coping skills, advocacy, and case management for the child and their family. We collaborate with all law enforcement jurisdictions in Macomb County, as well as the FBI, Homeland Security, and Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, Children's Protective Services, the Macomb County Prosecutor's Office, and medical and mental health professionals. When we think about children, we like to imagine their innocent laughter, their playful spirits, and their precious dreams for the future. Unfortunately, not all children have the opportunity to experience carefree childhoods. Many children right here in our community face unimaginable challenges and hardships, including child abuse, neglect, and trauma. That's where Care House comes in. Care House serves as a beacon of hope for child victims of sexual and physical abuse, as well as children who have witnessed a violent act, providing them with a safe haven where their voices can be heard and their needs can be met. It is a place where healing begins, where resilience is nurtured, and where childhood can be reclaimed. Each child who walks through our doors has a unique story, a story that is often filled with pain and suffering. Our goal is to rewrite the ending to those stories and to give these children the support and resources they need to heal and thrive. Care House offers intervention and support services for child victims and their families, intervening to promote healing and helping families to cope with the emotional stress and trauma that is caused by not only the acts of abuse, but also by the investigative process. Our services include coordination of forensic interviews, crisis counseling, child safety and trauma assessments, parent and child support groups, trauma-focused therapy sessions, family advocacy, access to forensic medical examinations, referrals to other needed community services. As the designated counsel in Macomb County for the Michigan Children's Trust Fund, Care House also offers child abuse prevention information, education, and training for professionals and to the community at large. In October of '22, Care House started the development of family resource centers at both of our locations. Family resource centers, or FRCs, are parent-driven, welcoming, and supportive hubs for families in our community who are seeking resources, not just families who are dealing with allegations of abuse. Our FRCs will offer family pantries, parent leadership development and mentoring, positive parenting and child development education, warm handoffs to other needed community resources, and ongoing case management. Sorry. Since our opening in '96, we've conducted over 10,700 child forensic interviews, with 326 of those children residing in Mount Clemens. We depend on support from the community to provide a voice for child victims and a safe place for them to be heard. We are very grateful for past support from the City of Mount Clemens and respectfully request your consideration for funding this upcoming year in the amount of $6,000. Of course, we would be grateful for any amount you were able to allocate to us. Does anyone have any questions? Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on. And then anybody else who would like to address the commission during the public hearing? Oh, go ahead. Sure.
Good evening. I'm Fiona Byrne, resident advocate with Turning Point Shelter Program. Turning Point has been providing a safe place for families fleeing violence since 1980. Between July 1st, 2022 and June 30th, 2023, the Emergency Shelter Program provided 1,377 shelter bed nights to 10 Mount Clemens residents. Across other agency programs, Turning Point served an additional 88 Mount Clemens residents. Turning Point's emergency shelter program is a safe haven for survivors of domestic and sexual violence. It provides immediate safety, crisis intervention, and resources to families trying to establish basic safety. This project is a multifaceted approach to ending the cycle of violence in families. Turning Point's 2 shelter case managers meet with every new shelter resident within 24 hours of their arrival to develop an individualized plan based on their goals. They also work on a plan for safety, housing, and financial stability. This plan can include literacy, immigration, credit repair, and supportive counseling for domestic and sexual violence after leaving shelter. The Emergency Shelter Case Management Program has developed collaborations and linkages to multiple systems, organizations, businesses, and churches that can help domestic violence victims maintain their safety when leaving shelter. There is strong evidence which states that improving survivors' knowledge of and access to community resources leads to higher quality of life and less risk of reabuse over time. Resource building serves as a protective factor that enhances women's safety over time. Turning Point continues to provide comprehensive services to children while in shelter and after they leave. Children in shelter receive crisis support, tutorial and educational assistance, safety planning, recreation activities 7 days per week. A day camp also runs all summer. Many children keep in contact with us for many months after leaving shelter. A child crisis advocate works with the children and teens in shelter and is able to follow them after they leave shelter to continue offering individual and group supportive services. Turning Point's shelter facility is completely handicap accessible, has increased educational indoor and outdoor play area for children and teens, private sleeping and bathroom facilities, multi-purpose room that functions as a dining room and family activity area, private dedicated counseling spaces, and spaces for other nonprofits to be on site to deliver services. If Turning Point is awarded the $3,000 of CDBG funds requested, Turning Point would be able to provide hotel accommodations to survivors and or their families when shelter beds are not available, receive hygiene kits, food, supplies, and other basic needs. Funds are also provided to survivors and their families to wash clothes and transportation costs. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions? Thank you very much. Is there anyone else who would like to address the commission at this time? Anyone on Zoom? Okay, and we will go ahead and I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Move to close the public hearing for the allocation of CDBG funding for fiscal year 2024.
Support.
Okay, oh, sorry, you got me. You're quick. Any questions or comments about closing the hearing? All right, call the roll, please.
McGarity.
Yes.
Rick.
Yes.
Yor.
Yes.
Calhoun.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
Crop.
Yes. Okay, moving on to 9C, approval of special event permit, Pleasantries Consumption Event. I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve the resolution for a temporary marijuana event for Pleasantries Cannabis Company on March 8th, March 9th, and March 10th of 2024.
Support.
Mr. Tingley.
RJB Enterprises LLC, doing business as Pleasantries Cannabis Company, is requesting approval of a special event permit pursuant to Section 15A of the city's marijuana business ordinance. Although the event is occurring on private property, the ordinance requires city commission approval of all temporary marijuana events via resolution. The special consumption event would take place on March 8th from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m., March 9th, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., and March 10th, 2024, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., and would coincide with the grand reopening of Pleasantries retail store. The marijuana business ordinance grants representatives of the Macomb County Sheriff's Office the right during the hours of operation to inspect the permitted premises, and state approval is also required for the event.
Okay, questions or comments? Mr. Rick?
How close is this to like residences and stuff that are just outside our boundaries? They're like on the complete other side of the lot, right?
Yeah, there's a big distance between where the event is going to be held and then where those residents are at,
Okay.
yes.
I just wanted to make sure. It's been a while since I looked at the map on it and I couldn't find it on there. Thank you.
Anyone else? Questions, comments? Okay, call the roll, please.
Rick,
Yes.
Fior,
Yes.
Calhoun,
Yes.
Dempsey,
Yes.
Fournier,
Yes.
Kraft,
Yes.
McGarity.
Yes.
Okay, 9D, purchase and payments of invoices.
Move to approve the purchase and payments of invoices as presented.
Support.
Any questions or comments for purchases and payments? Hearing none, I'll call the roll. Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
I was at the water plant probably about a month ago, and the bar screens in particular, Greg and I talked, and this is something that's very important. And so, of course, all these other things are very important, but as drinking water is something that people are care very deeply about in our community, this is one particular thing that super important, and it's good that we're taking care of this. So.
Excellent, thank you. Anybody else have any questions or comments? We do have Lenny here, so if anybody needs to know what a bar screen is, you can let us know. All right, hearing none, call the roll, please.
Fior,
Yes.
Calhoun,
Yes.
Dempsey,
Yes.
Fournier,
Yes.
Kraft,
Yes,
McGarity,
Yes.
Rick.
Yes.
time's up.
We're done.
Time's up.
I'll entertain a no, I'm sorry. Consent agenda.
Move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support. Enthusiastically.
No, you do.
Call the roll, please.
Calhoun,
Yes.
Dempsey,
Yes.
Fournier,
Yes.
Kraft,
Yes.
McGarity,
Yes.
Rick.
Yes.
Fior,
Yes.
All right, city managers report, filling in today, Mr. Tingley.
Right.
Looks
Well,
good.
in community development, after extensive police and insurance investigations, a demolition permit has been issued for 129 Mark Drive, which was damaged by an explosion and fire back in April of 2023. This winter during snowstorms, please park your vehicles at an off-street location. Parking in a driveway or parking lot will be greatly appreciated. On-street parking can resume after the city has plowed the streets. Please welcome Jillian Gruhl to the team. Jillian's first day as our new purchasing assistant was Monday, January 8th. Winter classes are now available through the Mount Clemens Parks and Recreation Department. Check out our full lineup of adult, senior, and youth activities. We offer dance, fitness, arts, crafts, bingo, and everything in between. Please go to our website at mountclemensrecreation.org, Facebook, or Instagram to check out our full winter lineup. Absentee ballot applications and ballot selection forms were mailed out to Mount Clemens voters for the February 27th, 2024 presidential primary. Voters must select which partisan ballot that they would like mailed to them, Democratic or Republican. Please direct all questions regarding voting to the city clerk's office. And upcoming events, the 18th Annual Fire and Ice Chili Cook-Off Pub Crawl Fundraiser will be Thursday, February 1st from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. 10 local establishments will compete for the highly coveted chili cook-off crown. Tickets will be available soon at the participating bars and restaurants. All proceeds to benefit the Anton Art Center and the Mount Clemens Goodfellows. For more information, please call 586-469-4168. And the 18th Annual Mount Clemens Ice Carving Show will take place on Saturday, February 3rd and Sunday, February 4th. Carving demonstrations take place at the Fountain Stage at noon on both days. Ice sculptures will be placed on Macomb Place and the Cherry Street Mall. For sponsorship information, call 586-469-4168 or visit downtownmountclemens.org for more information.
Excellent. Hey, anybody have any questions or comments for Mr. Tingley? I just want to make note that Mr. Tingley reported that the ice show will be Saturday and Sunday this year, which is a departure from usually our schedule is Friday, Saturday. But we had heard from many businesses that Sunday is such a high traffic day now in the city. So we've decided to switch from Fridays to do Saturday and Sundays to try to capture, and make sure that the people that are coming down for brunches and things on Sunday get to see the ice show too. So we're very excited about that change, and like I said, we got a lot of feedback from businesses and we reacted, so.
Good.
Yeah, that's all I have on that one. Anybody else, questions, comments? All right, moving us along, sorry. This is the second opportunity for the public to address the commission. Again, all that we ask is that you come to the microphone, give us your full name, your residential address, and you abide by our 2-minute rule. We'll hear those in public first and then go to the Zoom. Is there anyone in public who would like to address the commission?
Ryan Wickersham, 57408 Stonebriar, Washington Township, Michigan. I get the honor of serving Pleasantries as its president over there, and one of the things that I'm most proud of is the social equity program that we put together that really sits on 4 pillars, and one of those pillars is being a good neighbor. And what we mean by that is just really being a participant within the community, and I truly empathize with those behind me talking about the various organizations which they represent. Nonprofits hold a special place in communities. They truly are needed for the advancement and betterment, and Pleasantry certainly wants to do its part to support. So I know you guys have some difficult decision-making with how to allocate those particular funds available within that grant, and I think I heard a delta of approximately $8,000-ish that was present. Through that special event that was just approved for us to take place in March, we did have a community give back component as part of that, and we'd like to pledge the delta there to make that decision-making a little bit easier for you guys as you allocate those funds, to make sure that all of these great organizations can continue to serve Mount Clemens and the greater community. So,
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you for your
much.
generosity. We
Very
appreciate it.
generous.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to come to the microphone and bring us money? Or just talk to us? Okay, seeing none. Anybody on Zoom? All right, we'll go ahead and move on to commissioner comments, and we'll start with Commissioner Rick.
Oh, is it me? Okay, thank you.
That's your name.
First, I'd like to send a thanks to the Macomb County Ministerial Alliance for their invitation to their Martin Luther King Jr. event, and for their continued work towards the well-being of the people within Macomb County, and more specifically Mount Clemens. I'd also like to extend my thanks to State Senator Chang, who took time out of her schedule to discuss my concerns about their proposed water affordability legislation. I am reassured by her openness to feedback, and in trying to find a way to help state residents most in need get access to affordable water while still giving fair consideration to all of the various community-specific challenges. I encourage all of you to contact your state representatives and senators and let them know your thoughts as well, so that we can move forward on this one way or the other. To our CDBG grant fund seekers, I'd like to thank all of you for the work you already do in our community. It is appreciated. I'd also like to extend my thanks to Pleasantries for their generosity. I'd like to welcome Jillian to our purchasing department. Always good to have more people on board. I got to sit in on the retirement board. That was an interesting experience, and a lot of these boards and committees, the work they do doesn't get appreciated. But when I saw that over the last 10 years, our retirement funds have steadily been moving in the right direction and building, it's that quiet work behind the scenes that ensures this city is going to be sound financially decades from now. And I want to express my thanks to everyone on that board as well as all the others. More specifically, I'd also like to welcome Nicholas to the Historical Commission and thank Michael, Chad, Lois, Carolee, Vicky, Philip, Jania, Michael, Pat, Carl, Frank, Tracy, Richard, and Jason for their decisions to seek reappointment to the various boards and committees that they are on. And anyone interested in serving our community, there is openings available with more information at mountclemens.gov/boards. And with that, just be careful out there. The roads are probably not going to get better as far as the snow goes, the condition we're working on. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Calhoun.
I have nothing to say after that.
Ditto.
But I also would like to express my appreciation to the groups that came before us today and those who are looking to receive CDBG funds, especially Care House and Turning Point and Interfaith Volunteer Caregivers. I'm very happy to hear about these organizations that are doing such good work in our community, and so thank you. The work that you do is very important, and I also would like to thank the Interfaith Center for Racial Justice for hosting their 3rd annual Martin Luther King Day Walk. And so we walked from the school to, I cannot remember the name
Grace
of the
Episcopal.
church. Yes, to Grace Episcopal Church, and it was very cold. Trustee Walker was there, and he didn't have a coat on. I don't know how he did it, but there were a lot of great people who showed up, a lot of students, and so very thankful for them for putting on that program. There's also an exhibit there that was at the Anton Arts Center. It was a traveling exhibit, and it honors Black women in the area and their stories, and so they tell it through art. So it's very cool. That show is traveling. It's currently there at the church, and then it'll be at the Clinton Macomb Public Library after. But it's very nice. So I encourage you to go check that out as well. I am very happy that the streets were plowed and salted as well as they were. I've been in some cities that do a lot of driving, and it's been tough, but here in Mount Clemens, it's been safe driving. But please drive safe, as was mentioned before, and thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Dempsey. Yeah, I know.
They've said it all, so it's ditto all the way down. Just stay safe and healthy. Please stay healthy.
I'm trying.
It didn't start off good for me this year, so.
Thank you. Commissioner Fournier.
Ditto as well. Obviously, there's so many good things that are happening here. I did want to welcome Jillian and thank you to all the people who continue to volunteer for the boards and commissions, and we appreciate that very much. But I want to say, I said to the mayor earlier, I can't believe it's CDBG time again. This year went by so quickly, and when I hear the requests from all of these very necessary and so important organizations that provide services to our community, it's so hard to look at these amounts, which really aren't very big, and try to figure out what to do about it. So thank you to Pleasantries for filling the gap. But I encourage all residents to remember that there are people who are in need, and these organizations fulfill a great need. And even if, I know my husband and I try to give to all of them, though I'm not familiar with Motor City Mission, I will have to say that one. But, and I'll have to find out about it. But
I'm sure they'll call you now.
Okay, there you go. I'll find out. But I do wish all of you to consider them, because all of them probably can use volunteers as well and need help. I mean, you look at Turning Point and what a success Secondhand Rose is. I have a lot of relatives who actually go to Rosie's, and think it's the greatest place on earth. So if when you're considering this, there's a lot of very good organizations here that need help. And I hope, and I know Mount Clemens is a very giving city, and we will continue to support them. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner McGarity.
Good evening, everyone. This has been a good meeting. They all have been, but to the agencies that are here, and some are housed right in our city, that is such a blessing. It really is. Now, the Care House, those blue pinwheels that sit in the yard, doesn't that represent each child that was serviced there?
Yes, it does, and it's also to bring, April's the month of child abuse awareness. So, yes, you're right, it's for each child that we serve.
That's awesome. Thank you, everybody. But another thing was, it was awesome to see at the MLK breakfast, the city of Mount Clemens had a table there that was represented very well. And it was over 520 guests that was there. So kudos to the City of Mount Clemens Commission. Also, the last Friday, I believe it's February the 9th, is Mount Clemens High School's senior day. It's their last game. And I just want to encourage everyone to support our youth and go to the game. And I think that we all could try to write that in on our calendar on a Friday night. We could even wear red and gray or red and some jeans and just go to the game to show support. Yeah, go Bathers for our youth. The last thing is I wanted to bring to the city, it is tax season, and the maximum income that you can get free taxes prepared is $60,000 for the year. You can drop them off, you can bring them, it can have people come to you, and you can call Macomb Community Action Center starting on Monday after 9 o'clock to get that appointment scheduled for you. If you just get Social Security, a lot of people think that they can't do it. You can get a home heating credit, so you can credit your heat bill, or a homestead property tax credit. It depends on those different factors, but please call and make an appointment. We'll be able to get you scheduled in so you can get a little bit of money or some credit on your gas bill. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner York.
Again, thank you to the nonprofits that presented tonight. We know that you do so much with so little money. So to all of you that are applying for those funds, we are hopeful that we can support you in many ways. So thank you. And yeah, it's cold out there, so watch out for your neighbors, your family, your friends, your pets. Keep everybody safe and warm. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to start by wishing Commissioner Dempsey a happy birthday from a couple days ago.
Happy birthday.
And then we did have a retirement board meeting, as Commissioner Rick mentioned. The retirement board met on January 8th for its quarterly meeting. We had reports from both Loomis Sales and GRS to update us on our investments and actuarial annual reports. Both the retirement fund and the employee health care trust saw significant year-end gains. This year's retirement fund trust had a return of 23%, while the healthcare trust saw a 13% gain. The retirement fund trust now stands at 91% funded. Very proud of that. The coffee talk for this month in February is a little bit differently because of some scheduling conflicts. So Tuesday, February 13th at 9:30 a.m. at John's Family Grill, and Thursday, February 15th at 6:30 p.m. at Black Cat Coffee. I too would like to echo what everyone else said about the CDBG funding. If we received funding like most cities, we would have so much more to give, but because we are what's considered a non-entitlement community, we receive far less. And so we would love to give more because we know the good work that you do. But that ties our hands a bit. But thank you very much for coming and giving those presentations. I know it's not easy to do and stand before us. We try not to be intimidating, but you know. And it's coming up on budget and strategic planning season. So this, for many of you, will be the first season of both of those processes. And I look forward to those because I think it's going to be really exciting to look at all that we've achieved in 23 in the last 12 months and what we are going to achieve in the next. So I look forward to all your input and, hopefully we'll have some good meetings. And with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Support.
All right. Anybody have any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Have a great night, everyone.